Ukraine's espionage operation, named Operation Spider's Web, is a meticulously planned mission that reportedly cost only hundreds of thousands of dollars but inflicted losses valued at around $1 billion on the enemy. It has also disrupted Russia's long-range strike capability. Using FPV drones placed inside special containers, Ukraine attacked at least 5 locations deep inside Russian territory, thousands of miles from Ukraine. The Ukrainian Security Service, SBU, reportedly used 117 FPV drones for this operation. According to images, each container carried about 40 drones, meaning they used approximately 3 containers. The 5 locations announced by Ukraine were Olynya Air Base, Bela Air Base, Ivanovo Air Base, Dagilevo Air Base, and Severomorsk, Northern Fleet Headquarters. Currently, apart from Bela and Olynya, at least 3 more burning containers have been found. One of them is near a Russian airbase named Ukrainka Air Base, which is not listed in the original 5 locations. This suggests the operation may have involved more than just the 5 mentioned sites, and likely more than 117 drones. A second wave of attacks might also be expected. In terms of technology, Ukraine didn't rely on any groundbreaking tech. Instead, they identified weak spots, executed a simple and well-thought-out plan, and acted precisely. Ukrainian agents managed to infiltrate Russia, a country where physical appearance and language don't differ significantly from Ukrainians, to install, program, and transport the drones to planned location near the targets. They likely withdrew to safe places before the operation began. Once the drone carriers reached their destinations, either through remote activation or scheduled programming, the container lids were opened, the drones activated, and launched. These air bases likely have GPS and wireless jammers, so the drones followed preloaded paths using onboard memory and targeted strategic bombers by matching preloaded images with real-time visuals. From drone footage, some drones hovered briefly above the bombers before attacking. This kind of guidance system dates back to the IR seeker-guided KAB-250 era and has since advanced in the age of AI. The drones avoided targets already burning and focused on viable ones, even bypassing armed helicopters to strike high-value bombers. This demonstrates the use of image processing algorithms powered by AI. The videos suggest a communication link between the container, drone, and operators, indicating no effective jamming or monitoring was present at Russian airbases. Later, gunfire sounds were heard, but there was no sign of direct control by operators, suggesting the drones were autonomous, and the communication link was disabled in case either carrier was destroyed or got jammed. Some containers also appeared to self-destruct or catch fire automatically, possibly due to a timed mechanism or remote command. There were even images of explosion when Russian civilians attempting to dismantle or extinguish burning containers. Of the 5 announced targets, visual confirmation is available for damage at Olynya and Belaya air bases. At Olynya Air Base, the following aircraft were stationed: 40 Tu-22 M3 bombers, 11 Tu-95 MS bombers, 5 AN-12 transport aircraft. Confirmed damaged: 4 Tu-95 bombers, 1 AN-12 transport plane. At Belaya Air Base, the inventory included 39 Tu-22 M3, 30 MiG-31, 7 Tu-160, 6 Tu-95 MS, 2 IL-78M, 6 AN-26, 2 AN-12. Confirmed damaged: 4 Tu-95 bombers, 4 Tu-22 bombers. Despite the large number of aircraft, only these were confirmed damaged, which is relatively fortunate for Russia. Only 20 to 30% of the drones seem to have launched successfully, and there was no swarm attack. This could point to technical limitations. Overall, the mission appears to have achieved about 15% of its planned impact. Still, with each strategic bomber estimated at $100 million, destroying at least 12 of them is a major blow to Russia in both financial and strategic terms. The operation demonstrated Ukraine's effectiveness and exposed vulnerabilities in Russia's air defense. This event took place while former U.S. President Donald Trump is reportedly pushing for a ceasefire in Ukraine.
whereas President Zelensky is facing pressure to resist ending the war. Russia might agree to a ceasefire under certain favorable terms, and Trump could pressure Zelensky to comply. However, if the war ends, Zelensky would have to hold elections and potentially step down, which he may not want to. On the other hand, some EU countries fear Russia's aggression could spread westward if the war ends, so they continue to support Zelensky to keep Russia tied down in the conflict. Although attacking Russia's strategic bombers hurts them, it may not decisively change the course of the war. Instead, it could provoke a strong Russian response, the scale of which remains to be seen. There are rumors of upcoming retaliatory strikes, but whether Russia will act drastically is still uncertain. This operation showcased the growing integration of AI in modern warfare. Ukraine used FPV drones guided by image recognition AI to neutralize high-value targets. This demonstrates how AI is both an advantage and a limitation. Ukraine's current drones have limited processing power and can't yet perform coordinated swarm attacks. They also fly relatively slowly. However, as countries like China, Russia, and the US continue to develop state-of-the-art drone carriers and AI-guided systems, future battlefields may be dominated by autonomous robotic drones.